creamy butteriness. All about the butter for me. That's the brief. And we're using, for me, one of Australia's best. Aussie-owned, certified organic, and the flavour in this butter is insane. It's next level.
It's the real deal, right?
It is, it really is. If you're gonna use butter, use a good quality butter.
I was just gonna say exactly the same thing. Stole the words out of my mouth. So what are you pairing it with? This is like a really classic dish, isn't it?
It is. So, you know, the slight tweak I've done to it, rather than like a classic hollandaise, it's basically a brown butter hollandaise. So I'm gonna get it into the pot, I'm gonna clarify it down and get it almost, you know, to the point where it's about to burn, hence the brown butter. So it gets really nutty and juicy and delicious.
There you go. Is that chopped enough?
That's perfect. Thank you. All right, so we're just gonna get that straight in the pan. So while that's getting ready, Joe, can you separate a couple of eggs for me?
Sure.
Just need the yolk for this. We can save the whites for something else. And once that's all clarified, we can get on to making our hollandaise and cooking our steaks. So you can see how that butter's changed colour now. It's gone quite dark, almost brown looking. That's what you want. Those little golden nuggets that are floating to the top in the milk foam. Flavour, people, okay? That's what you want from a brown butter, or burnt butter, we call it as well. So that's pretty much ready. Right, so I'm just gonna take this out and pour this into my little jug. So you can see the colour really well there.
So it literally is burnt butter.
Yeah, it's quite simple. Really is burnt butter. So I'm gonna quickly get this olive oil on these steaks, because I'm gonna cook the steaks with no butter.
Because there's only a little butter in this recipe.
I'm gonna season it up because it's gonna go straight in there now. So I'm just gonna season it up straight away.
And what cut of meat are you doing for your steaks?
This is ribeye.
Okay.
Beautiful ribeye. Straight in. And then, as I always say, do not be shy of your salt with your steak. All right, to make the hollandaise now. So we've got rice wine vinegar, a little bit of water just to help stabilise. We're gonna go egg yolks into what I call a bain-marie. So you wanna make sure your bowl is not touching the water, okay? So the water's quite far down. Really key with making a good hollandaise is you never stop whisking. Once you start, you keep going. So vinegar is gonna go straight in, and then we're gonna whisk that until it changes to almost, well, what we call a sabayon. It should be bright yellow and hold the figure of 8. So almost hold the peak, okay? And then once it gets to that stage, that's when you start to slowly add in your burnt butter. So I have a thing about whisking, Joe.
I can see that's an experienced whisking hand.
Yeah, this is whisking. Like you draw the figure of 8, basically. A lot of people do this.
Yeah.
Nothing, does nothing, just stirring, okay? You've got to whisk in a figure of 8. Less energy, more effective. You get all that air in there. You can see it changing colour already. So how to know when your steaks are ready to turn, just from sight. If you look at the outside of the beef, when the colouring starts to get around 3/4 of the way up, it's pretty much ready to turn, okay? I always say the more fat in your beef, the longer you leave it first side. So if we're something like a ribeye, you would cook it around 70% the first side, 30% the other side. Take it out, rest it until you reach your desired temperature. All right, so this is almost there now. You see how it's just starting to hold the figure of 8?
And it really has changed colour.
Yeah, it goes almost quite blonde, like that pale sort of yellow. So we can start to slowly add our butter. It's important to let your butter cool slightly. If it's too warm, then you're just gonna scramble it straight away.
Yeah.
Done it plenty of times in my career, and nobody enjoys a scrambled hollandaise, trust me. You can start to see those little nuggets I was talking about before in the butter starting to show in that hollandaise now. Taking on that brown, almost freckly colour. So we're just gonna keep going with this hollandaise until it takes in all of the butter. We're gonna season it up with some lemon juice, a little bit of salt, add a little bit of water to it if it starts to get a bit thick. Like mine's starting to get a little bit on the thick side now, and I still wanted to take some more butter. So I'm just gonna, this water I've got here ready, just add a little bit to it. And that will just thin it back down and allow you to take more butter. And we can definitely turn these steaks now. Look at that. Beautiful colour, great caramelisation. A little bit more salt on top. Just squeeze the lemon juice in. That's enough. Because that last bit of lemon juice just gets you back to the right consistency.
This truly is a labour of love, right?
Absolutely.
This is not your midweek meal. This is
No, this is a treat. This is a luxury.
Yeah.
This is absolutely a labour of love. But once you go through the effort of doing it fresh yourself, you're never going back. You know, you can buy jars of Hollandaise and...
It's not the same thing.
Not the same
Yeah.
thing. I'm going to take the steaks out, let these rest now.
It's a good-looking steak.
All right, we're going to plate this beauty up now. Gorgeous ribeye. Look at that. Nicely rested. I'm just going to go straight down the middle for this one. Lovely, gorgeous
cooked.
medium. Look at that. Beautiful. So a little bit of our burnt butter. Just going to do a nice little bit like that. Here we go, steak here. And then just for you, Joe.
You gave me some greens.
Can I get a spoon,
So
please?
thoughtful.
Just, you know, just a little bit of health and vitality for you. Just to break up all of that buttery goodness. Just keeping the chefiness of the dish as well. Not bad, eh?
Gorgeous.
Ribeye steak, burnt butter sauce, bit of greens to keep the doc happy.
That's a lovely Saturday night, beautiful meal to cook. I don't know, when you've got to have a cook for your date or something like that.
Yeah. All right, let's have a taste, Joe.
Okay. Here you go, sir.
Thank you. You do the honours this time. Do you know what? That's
Oh,
yours.
you're going for that one? It might be a labour of love, but you can taste the labour of love. That is beautiful. Yeah, really good.
Awesome. I'm happy if you're happy.
Very happy. Couldn't be happier. It's kind of, it feels like in the end it's a really simple dish because it's steak and veggies, but that sauce just elevates the whole meal. Nice work.
Thank you.